Hello. Once again, I'm back on my old trustworthy Dell Alienware AMD edition M17 R5. Today, I'm recording locally and streaming at YouTube Live 4K, full blast 4K resolution. And you know what? I'm stressed because of the stream. Let's, before we begin, to check it out if it works properly or not. So let's do that. Okay, that was a close call. I have been working and sleeping so little and working so much, and yeah, I had a deja vu kind of a thing just moments ago. Okay, we are safe. So yeah, in the past few days I have been using this Arch Linux system. So before we continue, let me show you the system information. Using the GUI method, system settings, and then about the system. And as you can see, Arch Linux KDE Plasma 6.6.4, Wayland of course. The system has an AMD Ryzen 9 6900HX CPU, and the GPU is an AMD Radeon RX 6800M. The system has 32 GB of RAM and 2 TB of SSD. And let me show you now the system terminal information and all that. I will move it. Up here is fine. Let me zoom in. So yeah, as you can see, Alienware M17 R5 AMD edition, Arch Linux, yada yada, and I want you to pay attention to the full resolution of the screen. It's 3840 by 2160. That's full native 4K screen resolution. However, even though the display works at 120 Hz at the moment, I'm streaming and recording at 30 Hz or 30 FPS if you prefer. Anyway, the rest of the information you can pause the stream or the video later on the YouTube channel and take a good look at your own pace. And right now I will just put it back there where it was and exit the terminal. Bye terminal. And let me show you the OBS settings. Here we are. And you just have to pay attention on the video, full 4K resolution, 30 FPS. And I'm using once again the same encoder for streaming and recording, which is hardware encoder FMPEG VAPI H.264. And also I'm using 30,000 bitrate. The rest of the stuff are more or less the same as always. And this one I always keep forgetting to do. So now this will not bother you when I will be moving to work my magic here. And let's go back to this one. What is Arch Linux? Let's just see what is Arch Linux. First, we will read from Arch Linux Wikipedia page. Arch Linux is an open source rolling release distribution. Arch Linux is kept up to date by regularly updating the individual pieces of software that it comprises. It provides monthly snapshots which are used as installation media. Arch Linux is intentionally minimal and is meant to be configured by the user during installation, so they may add only what they require. And then the official website, it says, a simple lightweight distribution. You have reached the website for Arch Linux, a lightweight and flexible Linux distribution that tries to keep it simple. Currently, we have official packages optimized for the x86-64 architecture. We complement our official package sets with a community-operated package repository that grows in size and quality each and every day. And then it says various things, among them being mentioning the Arch Linux Wiki. I keep saying this all the time, but it's true. Some of the best websites business-wise. Anyway, welcome to the Arch Wiki. Yada yada yada, Arch Linux. Here we are. Arch Linux is an independently developed x86-64 general purpose GNU Linux distribution that strives to provide the latest stable versions of most software by following a rolling release model. The default installation is a minimal base system configured by the user to only add what is purposely required. And then these websites, all three of them have plenty of useful information. Especially the official website is like a must read, especially if you plan to be using this system long term. And then in the past few days I have been showing you many things like what kind of customizations I have succeeded doing, like my cursor factory, my wallpaper jumper, Virt-Manager, how to use and set up basically the Arch Linux system using the Arch install script. And yeah, I think that's it mostly. And maybe I have also showed you the system being fully loaded with apps and even a game. And I think if I remember correctly, I streamed and recorded at full native resolution, full 4K native resolution at 60 FPS even, 60 Hz if you prefer. But yeah, FPS is the correct term. I should stop mentioning the Hertz thing. That's almost wrong, dead wrong. Anyway. So yeah, I was thinking to take it slow with Arch Linux because in the next 10 days or so, around the 24th to 26th of the month, around there, if I remember correctly, Fedora and Ubuntu or Ubuntu, however it's pronounced, Linux distributions will be around with new versions. So I will be doing those. But in the meantime, I was thinking to show you in detail how I have been customizing my Arch Linux installation, especially the KDE Plasma of things, and maybe go back to the other systems that I have shown you in the past to keep you up to date with their progress. I'm talking about, of course, my old MacBook Air 2012 and old MacBook Pro 2012, and then go back to Chaos Linux on my Lenovo Legion 5 Pro. But those are stories for the next few days or week or so. So without dragging this any longer, let's boot up the Virt-Manager machine, the Arch Linux install that I did the other day myself offline, and let's see what I will be able to show you today. Let's open it up. Let's hide this one. Okay. So yeah, let me start with the most basic stuff of all, which is the panels, of course. Sorry for this noise. Be gone pest. Okay. So yeah, basically let's start with the panels. This is the bottom panel. This is like too much Windows for me. It's closer to Windows than Mac OS or something. And as I said in the past, I prefer pretty much the Mac OS of way of doing things. So we'll have to change this one, and we'll do that by going right-clicking anywhere on the empty space here. I will go with Show Panel Configuration. And then let's just change its screen position. It's like, why like this? Anyway, we click here on Set Position, and then we click on this arrow, and boom, just like that, it's up here on the top side of the screen. Then let's just keep the rest of the stuff just like they are now. However, I will change this one, the always visible. I will do it auto hide. I like for my top panel, not top panel, all the panels, all the docs to hide, and when I need them, then to reappear. Sorry, I think with opacity I will set it to opaque, or maybe even better, let's go with translucent, I don't know. You know what, because this was like an experiment always with me, I will just see what I had here. Yeah, translucent, yeah, I remember this correctly. So let's go here, translucent it is. And then for this I will keep only the applets floating, thank you. And then for the size, let's just put it just 48, I think it's fine, okay. Then we'll add another panel. I will select this empty panel here. It's this one below here, and then I will say to add a widget. Okay, now it worked. For some reason it didn't work before, and I want to have it icon only task manager, and then we'll have it as I like it to be on the left side of the screen. I'm doing it slowly so you are able to catch up at your own pace when you will be watching the video or the stream. You can pause, etc. Then we will do this to be like fit to the content of the bar. Of course, not always visible, it will be auto hide, translucent once again. And then this one is either disabled or applets only. I will leave it applets only because I don't know if I will put some kind of an applet there. Most probably it doesn't need that, but let's just go with it for now. And then here let's keep it big, like I don't know, 64 big. 64, enter, okay. And close and exit. So now we have top panel here. Okay, this is like it misbehaving. Here we are, okay. So yeah, right now we have those four things here. We will customize them, of course, but we have them like almost 2 times. So I will just go ahead and once again configure this one. Oops, sorry, my bad. The panel, so panel configuration, and just remove this one. And then I will add a spacer here and just move it in front of everything else, and just like that. And then whatever I don't need, like I don't know, for example this pic at the desktop, I will remove it. And let's just take a good look of what we have done so far. These notifications are useless. Yeah, this is because of the virtual machine, it takes its time to make the panel appear. So yeah, as you can see, daytime, calendar, important icons, applets here, and this is the application launcher, and then here is our dock, so to speak. So yeah, this is the step 1 for me. And then usually yeah, I'll leave it here so it will be easier for me to click here on the dock items here. Yeah, it's kinda silly. It's not just like this, you know, instant. You see how fast it is on the main system, but I think it's yeah, some kind of a silly thing with the virtual machine and virtual manager and look at this. This is insane. Okay, maybe then I will just have them you know, be visible all the time, because this is taking too much time. I don't like this. So panel configuration and have them visible. Dodge windows, yes, let's go with it. Basically this means that if you have a window that touches that panel, just move the panel away like this, you know. This is dodge windows, etc. Anyway, the other thing that I always do, if it's not a second, it's the first thing that I do, it's changing my wallpaper here. So yeah, these are my images, so let's set them, desktop and wallpaper, and then I tell it that I want it to be a slideshow. I want to be scaled and keep proportions. Solid color is black, nice, and just have it be at just 1 minute. Oops, my bad. And I have to select, I will remove its own wallpapers and select mine. Okay, nice. I think that's fine now. Yeah, I think these are the correct settings for my wallpaper. Apply and boom. So yeah. Let's put it not random order but A to Z. I think that's better for me. Apply and boom. Nice. So after I do these things, then I like to fill my dock with the apps that I prefer. And for example, Discover I'm not using, so I'll just unpin it. And let's see what we will pin. Vivaldi I already have there. Console, of course. Absolutely. Volume control, do I have it installed? I don't recall. No, I don't have it installed. Do I? No, I don't have it. It's okay, I will ignore for now. What else? Flat seal, do I have it? Yes. Let's just check something about it. I will not pin it, I just want to check out what do I have installed, if I need something on my bar here. Nothing from this. So let's just go with the normal stuff, like characters, emoji selector, yes, pin it, calculator, pin it. Kate, of course. And then the heavy hitters like, for example, Tenacity. Let's go with GIMP. GNU even. Okay, I didn't install GIMP. I thought I had installed it. Strange. I will swear that I had installed. Let's grab it then. Oh, sorry, my bad. As I said, I'm so tired with so little sleep. That's not an excuse, but I'm trying to do with what I have. So let's see now. Here we are, nice. Let's put it out of the way, this one. And then Kdenlive. Okay, I had this installed, nice. I think these are most of them, right? Volume control I will install some other time. Oh, I did use Discover. Yeah, I misremember this one, so I will put it back, no problem. The order, I don't mind the order, but yeah, Discover, okay. Okay. So yeah, settings, Discover, volume control soon. Yeah, so more or less this is the order of the stuff. And then I start to customize with how I want the system to behave, like for example dark mode. Let's go to global theming. Boom. These are the very first few stuff that I always do on my new systems, regardless of the desktop environment. This one has the default, I guess. Where is? Let me maximize this one for now. Yeah, it's this one. Okay. And let's just go with configuring the bar. As you have seen plenty of times by now, I just want my controls to the left side of the window. As I said, more macOS than Windows. Okay, don't fool around please, thank you. The menu, just take it away. I think these are fine now. And apply. Nice. Let's just size up the cursor a bit, like I don't know, 48 maybe. Nice. Okay, I think these are good. And then if it's not already set, I think I've said it already, it's the invert scroll direction. I guess this is something that it inherits from the host, but I always enable the inverted scroll direction. Yeah. These are basically ready from the host. Keyboard layouts, of course, yes. Region language, yes. This I have set them, I think, offline, so I can't really show you. But basically, I will just go over fast. Basically, I enable the keyboard layouts and then I click on add and select the languages that I prefer to have as the layouts. And then I apply, of course. I use this one, meta plus space, in order to change the keyboard layout from Swedish to English and back again. And then for region and language, I leave just British English for the language of the apps and the system and so on, and the rest I click on modify and select, of course, the Swedish stuff. Svenska, Sverige. So basically Swedish. Yeah, and then relate stuff to window management, not click to focus. I like to have the focus to follow the mouse, so something like this. So if I have a window here and then I want to focus on this one, I don't click, yeah, this one forgot, I think. Yeah, so it's like this. Just by moving the mouse around, the focus changes, and this one I prefer it a lot. So yeah, I don't want to drag this any longer. This was a good start. I showed you how to fix the panels, and if you prefer a panel and a dock for you and your system, how to set the dark mode on, how to change the wallpaper to a slideshow or just any other wallpaper, and how to do your basically region stuff locales. And of course, for the nerds like me who like Mac OS, how to move your window title bar buttons to the correct side, which is the left side of the window. I think it's I don't need to say anything else today, but we'll keep on going in the days ahead with more customization stuff. So I'll shut down the virtual machine now. So yeah, I think this was it for today. Did I forget anything? Yeah, actually, to be honest, I feel like I want to show you more of the older systems who are like amazing, working amazing to this date after so many months and experiences with them, like changing, customizing stuff. It's pretty astonishing how well they behave and how well they perform. No crashes, nothing. Pretty astounding stuff, pretty insane even stuff, to me at least. Anyway, as always, thank you for watching, thank you for everything really, and see you on the next one. Bye!